Ukrainian aircraft are firing American-made AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missiles at Russian air defenses in Ukraine. It's an unexpected development considering that the arm normally is not compatible with the Soviet design MiG-29 and Su-27 fighters and Su-24 and Su-25 attack jets that the Ukrainian Air Force operates. But it's possible to guess how the Ukrainians and Americans have made the 800-pound radar-seeking missile work. Oleksiy Reznikov, Ukraine's Minister of Defense, back in July teased the country's acquisition of anti-radiation missiles, but the first evidence of American arms in Ukraine came on Sunday when photos circulated online depicting wreckage of a missile somewhere in Ukraine. Wreckage with the distinctive stenciling of an AGM-88. More photos followed on Thursday. The photos sparked widespread speculation since no Air Force ever has integrated the arm on a Soviet plane type. Some observers wondered aloud whether a NATO ally of Ukraine fired the missiles. That always was unlikely, of course, as NATO, while a strong supporter of Ukraine, carefully has avoided direct involvement in the Russia-Ukraine war for obvious escalatory reasons. Alternatively, some observers pointed out that later models of the Raytheon-made AGM-88, which first entered service in the 1980s, are compatible with ground launchers. Perhaps the Ukrainians had cobbled together some kind of improvised truck launcher for older arms. On Monday, U.S. Under Secretary of Defense for Policy Colin Kahl ended the speculation the Ukrainian Air Force was firing arms that the administration of U.S. President Joe Biden transferred to Ukraine under Biden's presidential drawdown authority, which allows him to dispatch overseas surplus U.S. weaponry. We have included a number of anti-radiation missiles that can be fired off of Ukrainian aircraft that can have effects on Russia radars and other things. Carl said, so there are also things that we are doing to try to make their existing capabilities more effective. Carr even hinted at which of Ukraine's roughly 100 remaining frontline warplanes are carrying the 14-foot anti-radiation missile. Carr noted speculation that Ukraine quietly has been acquiring, or at least seeking to acquire, second-hand MiG-29s from NATO countries. A lot was made about the MiG-29 issue several months ago, Carl said. Not very much has been noticed about the sheer amount of spare parts and other things that we have done to help them actually put more of their own MiG-29s in the air and keep those that are in the air flying for a longer period of time. The twin-engine single-seat supersonic MiG-29 is the Ukrainian Air Force's most numerous type, even taking into account wartime losses. It's possible Kyiv still has 50 or more flyable MiG-29s A MiG-29 never has been photographed carrying a HAM, but aspects of the weapons designed make integration possible in US service. The HAM normally functions as part of a wider system for the so-called destruction of enemy air defenses, mission or dead. US Air Force 16, specifically the 200 or so Block 50 models of the classic fighter, are the primary HAM carriers. The F-16 also haul HAM targeting system pods, which pack sensitive radiation sensors for pinpointing the locations of enemy air defense batteries. The HTS pod transfers targeting data to the missile, which flies at Mach 2 as far as 80 miles and strikes the target with a 200-pound fragmentation warhead. It's a complex task integrating the whole HTS with a particular airframe. You have got to add wiring with a data box for data transfer and a dedicated HAM attack display in the cockpit. Plus, the airframe has to have the HAM's LAU-118/A launcher rail. But there is a simpler approach. The AGM-88 includes a special mode called HAM as sensor, whereby the missile uses its own radiation detecting seeker ahead as its main cueing sensor rather than relying on the HTS pod. It's a less accurate method of targeting, but it also requires less integration to make it work. You just need the launcher rail, the wiring, and the attack display in the cockpit. No special sensor pod. It's not hard to imagine American technicians remotely assisting Ukrainian engineers to add the HAM gel as the latter rebuild their aging MiGs for the dead mission. Actually, using the missile in combat is straightforward. When the missile senses a radar, an icon appears on the cockpit display. The pilot slews a cursor to the icon and pulls the trigger. A minute later, the missile strikes its target, probably 200 pounds of explosives, peppering radar dishes, missile launchers, and control vans. My viewers at home, that is it. Was your reaction to this report regarding Ukrainian jets firing American anti-radar missiles? Okay, please drop your reaction in the comment section, and your voice will be heard loud and clear around the world. And ensure you subscribe to our channel for more from the Let's Pray. Thanks and God bless, and bye for now, please. Okay, do well to share this report across all news platforms known to you on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, name it, and as well you can share this report across all APC, PDP, Labour Party, NNPP political platforms worldwide on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, name it, and bye for now, please. Okay.